What would you do if I said that literally you can change your entire experience of the world if you just change how you think and you change the words that came out of your mouth? Would you believe me if I said if you just change the way you think and you change the words that come out of your mouth, you can have an incredibly different experience of reality? That truth is true. So again, why does this matter to you? Why would you want to know about this? Who would like to have an easier life? Raise of hands. Who wants the easier life? I want the easier life. Who wants to have more proactive habits that do the work for you without you even worrying about doing the work? Me? I'll take it. I want to do that. Who wants more time with fewer worries? Oh man, double hands up. More time with fewer worries? Sign me up. I'm about it. Who wants to have other people be in charge of them and you have no control of your life? Oh, no hands. No hands. Interesting. All of this is something that you can expect to see. This is according to Stephen Covey, who wrote the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People in 1992. This is something that is available to you. So why should you listen to me? Well, personally, I have made over, $6,000 public speaking last year for different companies and different organizations. I teach communication classes and I also teach personal leadership classes. This is another reason why you want to listen to me specifically. I've done my research. I've read countless books. I've read a lot of things that I think I can really impart to you. That, and I'm a pretty highly rated professor on Rate My Professor. Although sometimes people mark me down because I give them homework, which is a little frustrating. But yet, still, you will see the truth of who I am in these things. What you can expect to hear from me today. Today, I'm going to tell you about how you think and how you speak can actually shape your experience of the world. I'm going to tell you how you might choose language which empowers you or disempowers you. I'm going to talk to you about how you can choose language that is going to make you feel much more powerful, much more proactive, much more in charge of your things. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can get started with this today. So first off, you got to change the way you think. Because we run around thinking we're sure we're right all the time. But the fact is, we're not always right. And even if we are right, somebody could have a different opinion about an idea that we think isn't right, but it is right because we haven't taken the time to see them in a way that makes things better. You want to show me how? You want me to show you how changing your mind about something gives the opportunity for something to change in life? Think about that coworker you just hate working with. Every single time they are on a shift and you read the shift list and you're like, oh man, I gotta work with blah. Well, think about how you treat blah. Think of how you interact with this person. Think of how you choose to engage with this person. Do they even have the opportunity to be someone amazing, engaging, dynamic based on the way you treat them? See, the problem is you see them as less than you. You see them as terrible. And it doesn't give them the opportunity to be more than that because you see them as less than. Do you see how the problem starts with the fact that you see them in a bad way and then you treat them in a bad way? And then how is it even possible to be somebody good? See, the issue is we see things in bad lights that aren't necessarily bad. We need to change our attitude on that, right? I don't like math. Well, can math like you back if you don't like its first? Math is just work. You should be excited about as many math problems as you get, because the more math problems you get, the better you're going to be able to get at the math because you're going to be able to work on more math. Do you see how the way we see things starts to shape the reality that we begin to experience in the world? So the first thing you got to do is change your mind. Put the key in your head, change your mind. Change your mind first. The next thing you need to do is look at your language. How do you talk about stuff? I'll try. Or, that's just the way I am. I'm just terrible. I'm never going to get any better. Or, well, there's nothing else I can do. If there's nothing else you can do, you're right. Or you can say, I have to get this homework done. I can't. You ruined my day. Who ruined your day? Can one person have power over your day? Do you, think about it. Some people just lost their jobs. You used to think, I have to go to work. Shoot, I bet you wish you got to go to work right now. And I tell you what, in a time when so many people are losing their jobs, how dare you walk around thinking, I have to go to work? You're so blessed to get to go to work. But do you see how the way you talk disempowers you? I have to do this homework. What do you, no, you mean you get the opportunity to do some amazing homework that's going to make you a braver person, that's going to show you how to show up on your worst day and still do your best. You mean that's a have to, or is that a get to? See, we talk in ways that lower our power. When we talk in these ways that give our power away to everybody else, and we wonder why everybody's telling us what to do. It's because we don't get to anything. You should get to go to school. You should get to go to work. You should get to have a wonderful opportunity to have an argument with your partner so you can make your relationship better. You see how we got to change the way we talk about things to change our reality with things. See, because there's going to be a million things we can be worried about. Again, this is according to Stephen Covey, right? There's a lot of concerns out there in the world. Am I going to have enough money? Is there going to be financial aid? Will I get an A in this class? Do I have enough gas in my car? How am I going to get groceries? Where's the damn toilet paper, right? If you focus on your concerns, they get overwhelming because all you're focusing on, all you're giving energy to is the things that you don't have any ability to make any difference about. What you want to do is start focusing on where you have influence. I told you in my last speech, you can go down to honors if you're making good grades in my class, and you can get more money just for being a good student, right? Like if you're worried about toilet paper, well, guess what? I went to the store yesterday. They had some now. Like if you're worried about getting sick, there's things you can do. There's the social distancing stuff. You can wash your hands. You can take care of yourself. If you don't have a job, Amazon's trying to hire. Grocery stores are trying to hire. There's opportunities, right? But you got to think of what you can influence, not what are concerns. What are things you can do about this problem? Remember before when I said there's nothing else I can do? If you think there's nothing else you can do, you're right. There's nothing else you can do. But if you think, what else can I do? What else is an option? What else is something I can think of? When you start getting creative, when you start asking friends for help, when you start asking, what other place can I potentially get some assistance? Now you're starting to think with influence. Now you're starting to think of, well, there's people I know. What else is an option? What else is available, right? We're starting to think, what else? What if? Why not? Why not? Why not you? We got to start talking in a way that makes us more powerful. And when we see the world differently, when we see our problems as an opportunity to become better, our whole world changes. You see, you don't get better when life's easy. You get better when life's hard. And it's funny, you hate your problems. Problems are a wonderful opportunity to become better. You only get better when it hurts. You only get better when it's difficult. You only get better when it's trying. That's when you get better. You need to think about your problems as the opportunity to rise above and become more than you already are. You see how talking and thinking differently creates these things? It's not your problem. It's your attitude about the problem that's the problem. Change your attitude. Change the way you talk. We're going to start to see some amazing results. And then you can change your language from reactive language to proactive language, right? You can say, there's nothing I can do. How about, well, let's look at the alternatives. What else is possible other than just this one thing? You can look at, I can't. And you can go, well, maybe I can do this other thing. You can say, that's just the way I am. Or that's the person I used to be and this is who I'm becoming now. You see how powerful that feels? I mean, it feels good. I'm feeling good just saying it. You got to be feeling good just hearing that. I'm not even in the room with you. Like, I have to do that, or I get to do that. I'm so excited to get to take out the trash. Because that means my house feels cleaner. That means I feel like a sense of accomplishment. That means like I get to make my bed and I get to walk in my bedroom and feel like there's a sense of order and completeness to the world. Man, you get to. You don't have to. And think about it, like there's ways you can reframe your thinking about stuff so you can feel more powerful with things. And it's focusing on what you can do about those things. When you start to think, well, what else can I do? What else is an option? The more you focus on the opportunities and options, the more you focus on influence, the more you focus on possibility, the better you get at seeing possibility. The better you get at finding alternative solutions, the better you get at understanding how much power you actually have. But you got to start thinking and talking that way to have more and more and more of that happen. The more and more and more of it you do, the better and better and better you get. Just by changing the way you think and then changing the way you talk. It shapes your reality. And you got to learn how to reframe your problems. Right? If you're sitting in there and the elevator's too slow and you're feeling like, well, the wait is really annoying. You could be like, you know what? Maybe I'll just take the stairs because the stairs are harder. Stairs are going to make me breathe a little bit deeper. Or you're like, well, I'm in the slow elevator anyway. Let's go on to Canvas and look at what to do for next week. Let's look at what we can do to do things better or differently. You're sitting there worrying about the wait while you're not taking advantage of the opportunity that the time is giving you right now. You see how we just change the way we think, we change the way we talk, we change our experience of reality. The most freeing question you can ask yourself is what else I can do. Now, I understand at some point in time you're going to come to the limit of what else you can do. You know what else you get to be in charge of though? Who else can help me? Think of all the people in this world that would be happy to help you if you could just not be so proud and be like, help me please. The reason I make you ask me for help in this class is so you can practice asking for help. Because when you practice asking for help, you get better at asking for help and you get through your problems and issues faster because you're willing to ask for assistance. And you're like, well, I don't know that many people. Well, you need to get people on your team. How do I get people on my team? You join their team first. Make friends. Talk to people. Reach out to somebody. I don't care if we're in class physically or not. Just email somebody your comp plan and be like, hey, what do you think? Do you have any feedback for me? You start putting people on your team, or you start asking them, what can I do for you? What can I do to help you? How can I be on board with you? Again, this is according to Stephen Covey, 1992 when he wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and then 2012 when he wrote The 8th Habit, How to Empower Other People. This is all backed by scientific research. I am not just saying these things out of nowhere. This is all according to research. These are things you can expect to have happen to you if you take the time to take the initiative to make that thing happen. So think about it. What futures are you hoping for? What are you hoping to see in your life? And how do you talk about that? I hope I'm a pharmacist someday. Jesus, I hope you're a pharmacist someday too. Because you don't talk like that's happening. I'm going to be a pharmacist someday. I'm going to be one of the best sports agents out there. I'm going to be an awesome park ranger that shows people the beauty of nature. Talk like it's happened already. Talk like you're so grateful that it's already here. If you can speak gratitude as though this thing you're hoping for is already here, think of how fast it's going to come to you. It's amazing. It's magical, but it's also up to you. Today, I talked to you about how you can choose to think and how your choice in thinking creates and shapes your experience of reality. We talked about how you can start to see the world differently and then speak about the world differently. We talked about how using empowering language can make you feel as though you have the power to make a difference. And we talked about how you can start using this right this second. Again, this is according to Stephen Covey in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and the 8th habit of what you can do to be your absolute best. And remember, you need to speak what you seek until you see what you have said.